Hello and welcome back. I'm bballjo and this is a fix for Work Isn't Resources Soviet Republic. Today, this republic was submitted by Silent Knight and it's at the brink of ruin because of a lot of different things, but I think it's very fixable and will help most of you diagnose problems faster. Hopefully. Well, before we fix it, let's analyze it, right? So we have to figure out what's going on. First, we have Duchenne. Duchenne, you look like a nice city. Let's click on one random building. Nobody's unhappy here. Happiness 76%. Interesting. Quality of flats 78%, so that's related. 100%. Everything is here. Seems to be doing good. We have some booze too and normal criminality, so that's fine. But the city itself looks like a city. We have a bunch of stuff. We have a little bit of waterfront living where only the people on the very south side, actually this is a hallway, like a staircase from, if I remember it correctly, that you can only see it from there. So too bad you can only see it if you're walking up and down the stairs, which is healthy for everyone. So do that. But other than that, we have a lot of rail. We have some nice roundabouts. We have a good interstate system, as you can see here. I'm assuming this was a starting location too. Everything is nice and green, lots of trees. We have a nice little industrial area over here with fabric and clothing. And a prison, of course, next to the clothing. 7 prisoners escaped. That's not good. But that's also sitting there. We have a nice large farm with a distribution office. I was hoping there wasn't a distribution office in there, but that's okay. We can have distribution offices. Plus FedEx trucks picking up crops. Why not? that totally works. What is this? Is this a crane? Yeah, this is a EDK 2000. You would like to build some stuff. I get it. It's supposed to make things a little easier, but we're going to look at why that's not always the case later. A nice refinery. Cool. Another city over here. That's a FedEx distribution office. I kind of like the idea. It's a nice large building. Reminds me a little more of city skylines, but that's okay. These trucks look cool. I like it. I may want to use them too. Here's a second city. Okay, looks a little different, a little more organized with I really like the interstate highway, Autobahn, whatever you want to call it, going right through here. This is an interesting end station setup. This is an end station, right? Yeah. End station setup for the trams, like nicely triangulated, and that, I'm sure that's working really well. How we're doing over here? 64% happiness and higher quality of flats, more criminality, not a lot of loyalty. Health is relatively low. Okay, and these are complaining about several things. So something is clearly off here. If we go over here, 68%, yeah. Happiness is just not on the same level as the first city. Okay, we're going to look at that. But the cities themselves, they look kind of nice, right? I like it. I like how this looks, how this plays together. We have the through station, so you have the buffers at the end. I know I've shown this before, but if you don't continue the rail for just a tiny bit after your stations, you don't get the buffers. You just get an end. And hopefully your train drivers are smart enough not to fall off. But with this, you can actually make it look a little prettier. Yeah, I think it looks nice. I really think it looks nice. So let's just leave it at that. Also, a nice trumpet interchange here with the rail. Large bridge. I don't know if we had a lot of ships going on already, but that's fine. Rail roundabout. Everyone needs one of those. And there's a huge warehouse. I'm assuming this is a large distribution hub for a lot of things that you may want to care about down the road. So all of this is really nice. Chemical plant. Yeah, sure. Distribution office. Nice. Now a FedEx distribution office. Cool. And then a train aggregate unloading station. What do you need to unload? Just gravel. Interesting. Okay, and then oil unloading, a couple other things, and then there's a tiny train going to a train distribution office. Why not? All the roundabouts are really, from just looking at it right now, they look perfectly round. So kudos to that. We all know that I cannot do that. So that's solid. Nemyan. Third city. Let's look how you're doing. We're almost empty. We have a couple people complaining about things. Some big health problems, not just some problems. No booze, no known loyalty, and unhappiness is relatively low. Could be lower, but I've seen worse. These are some interesting buildings over here, but 46% happiness. Ouch! 69% health, and a couple other things going on. But again, the city itself, there's a little watchtower in the middle of the city to make sure nobody does anything silly. There is a really cool placed passenger station. That's pretty nice. And then, yeah, there's a warehouse. There is a warehouse. We have some plans for an airport over here. I'm sure these V-shaped taxiway connections make a difference. I just don't know what it is, and I haven't spent a lot of time on that. But if someone knows what the perfect airport layout is, please let me know. That'd be cool. What do we have over here? Ore silo. A lot of coal and 30,000 tons, and they're actually full. That is ridiculous. Also really good. We have iron ore standing here for the pelletization plant. What is the output? Import, import. What is it? What do you produce? Import, import, export. Iron. Oh, iron ore to iron with a little bit of oil. Interesting. Okay. Not complaining about that at all. Looks like we have some coal ore processing, a regular incinerator, a coking plant, of course. And yeah, that may be everything that's going on over here. So that is cool. And then, yeah, the map, I don't know if I mentioned it, is Teleno. Looks like this, has a big river in the middle. Is that a river? Yeah. let's call it a river. Why not? And then I don't know what the resources are. Looks like they're painted in a little heavier, which is totally fine. There are a couple items that had a little higher oil percentages, but that's fine. Hey, play the way you want to play. Nothing wrong with that. So, now that we've seen the map, we know where our problems are. This city seems to have the highest problems because it has the lowest happiness and even some places empty. Okay, lowest happiness and places empty. The city over here was doing a little better. People just have some problem, but 65% happiness is not great. And then we have the city over here that's doing fine. And now we're getting into the analysis of what is wrong and why is it wrong. Use your overlays. Very important. I would use a couple. The first one that's new, if you play with Waste enabled, and let's triple check our game settings. We have game hard, always day, makes it easier for me to play. Building fires, none, that's fine, I get it. Vehicles are locked and everything else is enabled. We're probably going to turn the realistic mode off here in just a second, but for right now, everything is on, which is important if you want to know how you're going to diagnose something. Waste. Let's see, how full is waste? This looks pretty good. Mostly green numbers. We have a little bit extra waste sitting over here. It's hazardous waste too, so I wouldn't be surprised if we have a couple buildings around here that have lower health, but no, they seem to be doing okay, and it's just a little overflowing. It's not completely overflowing, but it could help to add some extra, well, capacity for hazardous waste in this area. I know that right now that may not be easy, but maybe we may be able to put something right here to make our life just a little bit easier. And yes, I prefer the large containers. They're not always appropriate and all that, but if you can, use a large container. It doesn't look like we can use that right now. Also, I don't know if your technical service office is set up for that. So that's the first one. This one looks fine. Then let's look at some happiness in general, and happiness is, yeah, 70s and 80s, which is higher than the average of your republic, which usually means this one is doing better than the rest, so there's no high issues. General health check, 90%. Cool, we're at 87% on average. Nothing wrong there. The rest can be important, cannot be important. Loyalty looks really high here, so that's cool. Sometimes free flats are important. If you have no empty flats, that usually means that this city is fine and people are happy to move in and stay here. Let's check our food and stuff. This looks good. Yeah, there are no real issues and nobody's overflowing. So people here seem to be doing just fine. Moving on to the next place. City over here. We have a few more empty spaces. There's one over here, building without power supply. Uh-oh. That's on pause. Okay, that's flickering. That's not good. That's an indicator of what's wrong. Okay, it's not necessarily cause, but something is wrong there. We have a couple buildings over here, no job, that are effectively empty in a lot of places. So that is dangerous. Yeah, 66% happiness is not good enough. And seeing these this full, and I don't know exactly what happened, but let's find out. What's our population? It looks like we just had a little influx of people. We had a little influx of people here and here and here. If we just look at last year, maybe 2 years? Yeah, well, it just looks like we didn't add any immigrants in this time frame. Okay, that's fine, but we lost a lot of people over here with a lot of escapes and a lot of deaths, and both escapes and deaths way outnumber the births, which is a problem, and we're going to diagnose that too. But for right now, this city has some empty spots. Cool. Just a starting point. The next thing, waste. How's that going? Oh, the city's doing perfect on waste. No problems at all. So that's not really the issue here, which is excellent. We already looked at free flats. Let's look at our happiness. 43%. What is your problem? No power, no job, no... interesting. I didn't know that this was pointed out separately, but there you go. Twice without power. No church, no culture, no pub tavern. Okay. Not ideal, but we get it. Let's see. Do we have any other ones that are really low right now? No. These two are by far the worst off. People are just not happy. Buildings without power, which means these people are probably not served. We have an indoor pool here that's waiting outside because you don't have power, so people don't get done what they want to get done. You can just select a couple random buildings like I'm doing here. That should help you. Right now, the radio station is technically on, but if there's no power, how do you broadcast? And then we have a little store here, and the store seems to be doing okay even without power. So, and the power actually just turned on, so that's interesting. Never indicated, but there's some happiness issues in this city as well. But the power surging or the power switching makes me think it has a lot to do with that. So we're going to get back to this one because we need to make sure that we see the primary problems first. Third city over here, we still have happiness turned on. And right now our happiness is in the 70s here, which is higher than the average over there. But we also have a lot of in the 40s, and I think a bigger indicator is the number of free flats that we have pretty much everywhere here. You remember the first city had effectively all at 0? These are almost all at 100%. And that is not good, because that indicates people were here and they left. Okay, let's look at this one. Trash. Ooh, red numbers. Red numbers are bad. Over here, a lot of red stuff. That means these guys are overflowing and actually causing pollution around this area. Okay, that's a big issue. Let's investigate that a little more. Why are they full? Okay, there's a technical service office. I can tell you that the technical service office is over here, sitting right there, and it's supposed to bring all garbage to the transfer station that's sitting over here, and it's full, as you can see. So we have this truck with 10 tons of mixed waste going there, but also this truck with 10 tons of mixed waste coming back. So there's not enough room to take care of the waste here. Okay, it looks like you wanted to pick it up with a train. Let's see what train lines you have. You're just distribution offices, which I wouldn't be surprised if they currently just have something else to do. You're doing crops. You're doing oil. You're doing nothing. Okay, interesting. You're doing something. You're doing fuel. Okay, and then you're doing food. Okay, so we have one train that may actually be available to do something useful. But do you see how far this distribution office is away from where we want it to go? It is extremely far, and I don't see any wagons. And we know none of the trains or none of the locomotives that we just send out have wagons that can be used for waste here. So, okay, that's a little scary. So that distribution office is not going to help us. Let's get back to our spot, and then we're going to look at the second one, the dryery. Okay. What wagons do you have? Maybe we can look at here. We have hoppers. We have hoppers. This one looks more like boxcar type behavior. That one was moving around in chemicals, and this one is sitting here. Also relatively far away. And do I really not see any waste? Yeah, no, I don't see any waste capable wagons, which is very scary. So the train connection may be set up, but there's nothing taking them anywhere, and I don't see a train that actually picks stuff up from here. That could be just an oversight. Something was forgotten at some point and you get distracted, which this game is perfect, excellent, and so talented at. But that's a problem. So we're not moving waste from here. Got it. And that's causing pollution here. And pollution here probably means there's pollution in most of this area, which means the health in this area, 69% is actually higher than expected. We have some 60s. Actually, let's look at our overview. There you go, health. We have some 50s, some 60s, some 50s again. Just bad health overall. This is close to just a television station. Okay. Sports hall. That's not going to help. An office building. I'm assuming this is, yeah, just your stats for the city. University, residence hall, the HQ. Most people want to go study there. Courthouse. Like people are affected by pollution at their workplace and at home. And usually it's a wash if they go to the industrial area that has a lot of pollution, because they only go there once a week. And then they come back and then they have time to recover and recoup. So that's not a problem. But if your city is polluted, they're exposed to that pretty much all day, every day. And that's going to kill your republic really, really fast. Other thing to check, hospital. It looks like the hospital is technically capable of keeping up with these. The problem is people don't go to the hospital that much. Even when they're sick, they still have to randomly decide that, yeah, that's where I want to go. That'd be great. So, okay. Health is bad. How's our happiness in general? Did I check that already here? It's low. I mean, that's not surprising. And I think I checked that already. So, yeah. Let's get started. Let's fix this, because these are the first issues. We're not done yet. Let's not fix this yet. We have to understand the whole picture before we go anywhere else. So we know that this city is a problem. The other city is also a problem, and we have pollution issues in general in this city. Okay. We also knew that we had power issues in this city because it's saying every once in a while currently without power. It's interesting how, whatever. So let's check out a couple other things. First, let's check out what's our economy and trade. Last year, we exported 61 million, very nice, and 700,000 here, and we imported only 21,000, and we spent 21 million. We spent vehicle exported, interesting. Probably just trash, like replacing vehicles. So we spent another 20 million in vehicles. So now we're at 20, 40 plus loan balance, 20 million. Yeah, we're going to look at that. It's effectively just this number, which is okay. That's not great. That's going to make it hard to pay anything back, but I think we have some leverage because they're really close. And then on top of that, obviously, a lot of 1,700 people got invited out of a 20,000 people republic. That is hurting. And if you don't know exactly where the problem is, don't invite people. You have to figure out first what's going on. But that was last year. This year, we're a little closer because I'm assuming that we're actually losing some people, and therefore our production is going down a little bit, and overall we have some problems because of that. But we still have 1.3 million in the bank. Cool. What do we produce? This year we have produced so far, we're making fuel, bitumen, oil, steel, clothes, food, fabric, iron, chemicals, coal. A lot of good stuff in here, honestly. And you can make some money out of this, especially if you sell most of your steel. That is definitely something that you can go through, which is pretty nice. What's your big imports? Industries, yeah, water. I hope you're producing your own water. No, that's consumption. That's not import of resources. Let's go over here and look at the import of resources. What's the big one so far this year? Electronics, 5 million. Okay, that hurts. But do you consume 84 tons of electronics? Let's check. Production, citizens, facility, electronics, you are consuming 75 tons of electronics. So that's good to know. Now you know that that is something that you can't just replace. Okay, what else do we do? Power. Okay, we know we have an oil power plant, so do we need this? Not sure yet. Electronic components, these are expensive. And then we get into relatively small number looking at the whole thing. Okay, now we kind of know where we are. That's good. That's going to help us replace and fix things later on. Let's look at the rubles, the loans. We have 40 million in ruble currently loaned, and we can borrow a little more. And most of these are partial loans. They're not all of it. And there's a simple trick that we can do right now, and I'm going to do it right now, which is consolidate all your loans. What's that going to do? Effectively, in layman's term, it's going to reduce this number by a lot. So right now it's 800,000. Cool, remember that. I don't know what we're going to end up with, but I'm not surprised if it's going to be 500,000 or less. And then our percentage, our interest rate is also going to go down really, really fast. So it's going to take a little while. So what we're going to do is just pay off whatever we can and combine them. It probably doesn't make sense to pay off the low interest rates first. So let's go to the ones at the end here and actually combine the ones that have a lot more. Please pardon me. Okay, so I paid them all off. The total amount owed reduced by 300,000, just doing that, and our pay rate for the next 30 days was reduced by 150,000. Is that a lot? I don't know, but this is free. You can just do this however you want to do this, and once you're done with it, there is a significant difference already. Plus, some of the interest rates are not great, but some of them are, well, no, the interest rates are all higher, but you don't have any penalty interest rate because you haven't been late yet. So that's good. That's the first step. Next step, let's go look. We have this gas power plant sitting over here. It's actually full of workers. It has oil sitting right here, so there shouldn't be a problem of the input, but we're only producing 36% of power, which translates to not even 4 megawatts. So that's not good. What are we going to do here? Well, we have to figure out where the power goes and why it's not working the way that it's supposed to work. We're still paused because that should make our life a little easier, but here we go. Voltage, yes. And you can go in a little bit, and I'm going to play it just for a second, and then the lines turn green. Green, in this case, because we knew that we had some power outages, they don't have power over here. They don't have power over here. You can see that with the white numbers. The green numbers are good. The white numbers mean something is wrong. If we let this run for just a little bit, how are we doing? Maybe a little faster? Okay. I know Silent Knight told me that he has some power outages. There we have some. That just roll through, and wasn't sure why that is, and that's why I'm looking at this with that in mind. So okay, interesting. I switched to megawatts because it gives us some better numbers for what we want. Okay, so you're still producing about 5 megawatts right now. Where do they go? This one is consuming 2.5, and this is getting into understanding how the power network works. Effectively, it's this: you have wires. Your wires are at best 18 megawatts. They can carry at best 18 megawatts, and they have to split that out with someone eventually. So after you used 18 megawatts along the line, there's no more power to give. That's the first thing. Be aware of that. Then, yeah, every switch is effectively trying to be as fair as possible, but then someone has to pull the power from somewhere, and that's what's happening here. I know Silent Knight wanted to use this mostly to run the steel plant, which sits over here. Where are you? Is this a steel plant? Yeah, the blast furnace. Making some steel with some fuel. Cool. But, well, it feels like we should probably use the people that are here for something else too. But let's see what's happening here. So yeah, the power goes this way, and there's one that comes over here. Only half a megawatt is used, and then there's a line that crosses here, which is really confusing because it's not feeding into this one right away. It's going all the way out here, and then they're going to run next to each other, and I'm sure this is hard to see on screen, but the right side is the one to the third city. The left side is the one from the oil power plant, and then this one's more confusing. I had to look at this for a very long time. These two cross. They don't connect to this switch, okay? These two, the ones on the right, connect to the switch. So this one is still just running this way, this way, this way. This is the oil connection that we had, okay? That's going here. So most of the oil power plant power is going to this switch, and then it doesn't look like that switch is really connecting to anything else. It's just feeding the second city. But the second city looks like we have a bunch of power lines going this way using the trick that I like to use. It appears that the guys over here, I'm going to let this run for just a couple seconds, don't have power outages, but the guys over here have power outages. Okay. Oh, nope, that's just not enough power there, but I think that can also be related to potentially not needing as much. Oh, this is also not great. You're using over 100% of your power for all your substations. Let's go look for the other ones, because these could be interesting. I would like, wasn't there a filter for this? I thought there was a filter for this. Okay, we need a power, no, not a power transformer, a power substation. There we go. So we have a couple here. And the problem with high density buildings is that they usually end up with your substations being a little overloaded. Although these look like, well, 150%, I was just going to say 150% is the absolute max for a city. These are all really close to it, which makes me think they may sometimes just be overloaded because of that. How are we doing over here? 111, that's good. 156, that's not good. And 256, this is bad. And I don't know if you remember, but this section over here was the one that actually had the biggest power outages. And that's probably related to the substation just not being able to cope with anything because there's not enough power to give. Now, technically, this one says it's connected to something, so we have to follow this line. It's a little detective work. Sorry about that, but we're just going to go for here. And then where do these guys connect to? Probably this substation, okay? This substation says it has 3.8957 megawatts of power available. And that power seems to come from two places, actually. which is nice and confusing. Are these connected in some way? I can't tell. But I would guess there's some power going that way or coming from that way, and there's some power going this way. We're going to follow this guy really quick because it's the one that is connected to this guy, and this guy is connected to the oil power plant that we had all the way over here already, but the oil power plant is underpowered at this moment. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that yet, so that's a new development, but it's only getting 3.8957 megawatts. That's not enough. Why is that not enough? It is not enough because 4 megawatts can barely feed one of these. It handles 2.5 megawatts now, given the largest wire can only handle 2.3. For simple math, call it 2. This substation with the power that's given right now can only handle 4 megawatts. That's it. That's the max it can handle. 4 megawatts. How many do we have connected? If I just judge by the lines, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 lines. That is 14 megawatts that this substation would like to consume, ideally. I don't think you need that much all the time, but it is something. And here's another problem, downfall. If you have tram connections like this, they will pull different power. Not always the same. As you can see, this one's only pulling 0.2, so almost nothing. This one over here is pulling... Oh, that's a substation. Never mind. I thought that was also a connection. So yeah, you just don't have enough power going in here, and that's a big problem. So let's follow this problem a little further. Where are you going? We're going here. I'm trying to follow the large line. I'm sure it's hard to see, but this one has 7 megawatts. Cool. Well, where's the rest? It looks like it's going out here, and there should be one large number I'm expecting to see somewhere. Let's try that again. So there's the large towers. This is the problem with this game. At some point, it's really hard to follow anything. There we go. 3 megawatts go right in here, and that's, I'm assuming it has something to do with the distance. So out of 7, only 3 go there, and that probably handles everything that is needed in this area. And then 7 minus 3 is about 4. 4 go here. Okay. Where do these 7 come from, you may ask? Okay, let's follow this line more. And I don't know if you can tell, but this now is not green anymore. It's like this lime green. It's changing color a little bit, and that's scary. Uh-oh, there's a red number over there. So we're over here. This switch is handling 7. This switch currently is just a bypass or through switch, so nothing is happening here. And it looks like this green line is going directly to this switch, and this switch is overloaded. This switch is 18 megawatts already, which is bad. And then we have a yellow line going all the way out here to another switch that's also way overloaded, going out here with another switch that is overloaded. And then it looks like this guy is connected to this substation on the border. Okay, now we have 2 substations on the border. Let's check what they're doing. This one's importing 17.8, set to import. Great. This one is only importing 1.16. Can anyone in the class tell me why that is? Right. We have one line going over here. This is 18 megawatts, and we have 2 18 megawatts going in. You cannot move more than 18 megawatts. This one said 19, but that's fine. So having these 2 substations connected to the same switch doesn't make a difference because you only have one wire connected here, and that's not helping. Luckily, you have a large switch sitting over here, language, that is really willing to help us. And here's what we're going to do. This is the first place where we're going to start fixing it. I'm going to disable realistic mostly because I want to move this video along, but everything I will tell you now, you can apply in your own game, and you can do it realistic or not. Let's make this look not completely horrible. Connect that thing right here, and then tell it, hey, I would like that built in ruble. 200,000 for that. Yep, that sounds great. Let's get this one built really quick and see what that does to the power. Because honestly, I don't remember if these switches can handle more than what we're doing here. And from what I can tell, they can't. They're not handling more than 18 megawatts, which is good to know. And this may be a problem with debugging or something else, but now that we know that, we can react to it. So what does this one say? It doesn't tell us what the actual throughput is. If we look at the wattage, it only says up to 18 megawatts, and that's what the max on this one is, which tells me, okay, so we could have read it up if we wanted to. Okay, this is not doing what we want. Let's disconnect that guy. Also get that one built in rubles. It's going to cost us a little bit of money, but that's fine. It's very important. Are you all done? Yes, you're all done. And then we're going to take this one and connect it to the switch that we had over here, because right now, remember, this one is only handling 8. The residual 8 that we had sitting over there, but it's only doing 8, and we can do a lot more. So let's get this one built and see what the effect of that guy is. It's coming through, and oh my goodness, we have 18 megawatts rolling through here. Those 18 megawatts make a huge difference, because now we have another switch sitting here. This one's saying 8. Okay, I don't like that. I don't know if our power hasn't propagated properly yet. It's something that I am looking into. Oh, looks like now it's getting more yellow, but I'm still confused. I'm still surprised to only see 8 megawatt going to that section over there. I guess there's a little bit of power going to this side, but it's not consuming that much. It's consuming like 7 and... Okay, here's what I'm going to do, because this is now a direct line to the border. I am going to disconnect the yellow one. Actually, let's go look at this. Yeah, we are increasing that number a little bit, but not by as much as I would like. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the thing that runs on this side. It would be nice if there was an easy way to disconnect that. But we should get 18 megawatts here from the one border power connection. Oh, you know what? Yes, bballjo, I know. We already talked about this switch can only handle 18 megawatts. It cannot handle 2 lines going in. So it can only handle one big line going in, and then it can split that big line up into smaller ones. Are the priority switches different? I heard that they are different. Just in case you're curious, I'm not sure that we're going to find one later, but this one right here cannot handle what we just tried. So let's fix it. And this is why sometimes it's really important to run in without realistic mode. I want to make sure, it doesn't matter which one you get. Just get one of them. I'm assuming this one is the right one. Let's let those do their thing quick. Great, I think. I think they're all taken down. Then this one can connect straight to this guy, and that guy's now going just around the corner here and should connect to that and do all the things that we want it to do. Is that true? Maybe. So, oh yeah, look at that. This looks much better, because now we're getting 18 megawatts here. We're using 11, which is a lot. And I'll show you why this is a lot, because there are 2 things that actually pull in a lot of power. But we're using 11 there, and 18 can go this way. And now the switch over here actually gets all 18 megawatt. We just doubled. Almost. We just like increased it by at least 60% capacity on the network. So now this one is getting more power, which means this one is getting more power. That's great. Which means now you remember the 7 connections that we have here can actually pull enough power if they want all of it. Now you have substations that may only take a megawatt or less, like that one does. The one over here does, etc., etc. But this one's still overloaded. There's nothing that goes around that. This substation's overloaded, which is why it cannot handle the demand for this whole section. So at the very least, we're going to add another substation here. We don't have fires. Okay, well, if we don't have fires, we can do this. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to fix this. You can make this as pretty as you would like. I just need it to function, so we're going over this way. And then obviously in here, yes, I'm making this look a lot worse than it did before, and you can judge me, and yeah, you just judge me. And then we're going to connect you here, build that with some ruble, and now that substation is actually happy. This substation is not built yet. Okay, I hit enter to build it. That's weird. And now I'm assuming I would like to see that this is not having constant blackouts or rolling brownouts, or however you want to call that all of those things are fine. But there you go. This city seems to be okay now with the power connections that we gave it. Great. As you can see, this power is actually reduced now. Interesting. Why is that? Well, I think the answer to that is the power is used somewhere else, because there's 16 megawatts going in here. There's only 10 going here, which tells me there's potentially something going on over there. I don't want to mess with one thing. I don't want to mess with a lot of redundancy in your power network. The power network and workers and resources works better if you go linear. If you just stick with one direction, you only feed it from one source. And if you actually passed 18 megawatts, just leave it alone. So I'm going to disconnect the original power line that we had here. Why am I doing that? Because I would like to get a pure connection here, which is just a single line, and a pure connection here, because this one's already really high. And that one is really high because we have these. We have these railroad electric connections that are pulling up to 14 megawatts, as you can see there. But they are pulling 8 each. That is 16 megawatts just coming out of here. And I don't know if you noticed that, but there's another connection right here. That one is only there to connect to this substation, which makes sense. I get it. So yeah, that's where we are. And this one's already kind of overloaded because it's pretty close. And then, yeah, we're just pulling through here. That one gets 12. And this one is getting 12 because it probably doesn't want any more than that. Let's check that. So we're going through here. There's 11. Okay, there's 7 here, which means if we go look to this side, there's 3. So 11 minus 3 is about 8 or 7. That number checks out. And we can just continue over here. And this one still has just 2 point some megawatts. And those are the megawatts that come from all the way over here, which is neat. And then this one has 2.89 megawatts left over. Those are the 2.98 megawatts that are left over from city number 2. Sorry for jumping a little bit, but I'm trying to nail a point home. So we have this guy that's connected here. And it looks like this is a through connector, and you can handle 90 megawatts. Very good. But it's a through connector. If we would take everything that is currently connected to this, that substation, I guess this substation electric heating plant, interesting. All the different substations that we have connected to here, that would be 8 minus those should get us close to 2.9 that we have sitting there, which should be surprising to anyone. I think that number makes perfect sense. And I wouldn't be surprised if this setup has at least 3 substations worth of power that's consumed all the time. So there you go. We have 2.9 power left, and that's going straight into the city. Now, earlier we had a couple small brownouts or blackouts, whatever you want to call them. I wouldn't be surprised, and this one may just be out of range for power. Is that true? Buildings without a power supply, do you just not have power connection at all? Yes, you just don't have a connection to power at all. So we're just going to ignore that one. But currently we're getting power in. That is just telling me that now our network, with the small updates that we made with the large power lines, is connected to everything that it would ever care about and pull as much power as it needs. And right now, all it needs is 2.7 megawatts. But it has capacity. We can still pull, sorry for jumping again, we can still pull about 6 more megawatts, which is, that city probably completely filled up will probably pull that much because it's only 3 substations. And we have more than that in here. Again, we got to look at our substations and make sure that they're not totally overloaded. This one's at 200%. That's bad. We have one. Nope, that's not it. We have one here, maybe? Nope, that's not it. If you look at the other overlay, you can actually find the building that you're looking for. Where is it? Sewage? No. Power transformer? No. Power substation? Yes. So we have this one. You are 200%, way too high. We have this one. You're at 300%, way too high. You get my drift, right? These are all too high. We need to add more substations for this city to even have a chance in power. But I don't want to invite that many more people because we already spent a lot of money. So this taken care of. This city can survive now just by doing those things. Actually, I might have to do that to prove you that the fixes that I'm doing are working. Okay, so that's power over here, mostly. We need more substations. Okay, let's do that really quick. I will get distracted by something else later, and then it's not going to work. Our substations, I'm going to use underground wires just to make my life a little easier. So I'm going to put one there, probably put one here, and put one here. It doesn't have to be pretty. I just I need it to work. There's a substation right there that may be enough. Sure. How much is you? You are currently handling 166%. We are taking a little bit away of that. So that should be fine. Let's get some underground wires going. 1.45 megawatts should be fine. Do we have any substations that we can connect to? We have two lines over here that we could connect to. That's not going to cut it. Also, what is this line connecting to? Oh, is that the one? Yeah, that's the one that we're actually feeding into here. So that's okay. Let's just get another substation. And since I don't know where I find this one, we're just going to copy that. Put it... I really don't care. Don't make this complicated. Just put it right next to it. There's no fire here, so there's no real reason to make a road connection right now. We're not going to win a beauty contest with anything that I'm going to do today. So let's get that one connected. I think we're not going to have enough money to build all of this, but that's fine. Get a couple underground wires going. Where did we build something? F3. If we turn off the overlay, we may have a chance to find a thing that we want to connect to. Then yeah, again, this one looks like some of these have multiple sub connectors building in the way. Really? You can go there. I guess you probably can go here, building in the way. I think there are a couple of water things connected. Please hold. All right, that's 2 million to just save this city. We're going to wait for that because that's very expensive and this city is not ready to be saved right now. So we're just going to leave that alone. But those are the connections that you need to make at some point if you want to make sure that things work out. Okay, the next thing, because now technically everything is working, is making sure that the blast furnace actually gets as much work done, as much export as we can. And it looks to me like we have a lot of coal waiting to be exported. Where's this guy coming from? You are loading coal here. Very good. 600 tons, and you're unloading at the border. That's perfect. Is there someone here that also does that with iron? Yes, we have 2 iron trains, coal train, and what is this one? You are doing construction waste. Okay. Does it come from here? I'm assuming it comes from here. I don't know where that will be stored. Oh, right there. Perfect. So you're just dropping all of that off. That's nice. Now, where do you get your people from? The people come from here. And that train is going to... Oh, good. I was hoping it would not go to the third city, but it's going down here, which is great. So all we need to do is make sure that there are enough workers waiting here to be willing to do something for us. Something that's probably useful at this point. Let's look at our open free flats again. And there are not a lot right there. That's just a lot over here in this building, but I'm assuming that this building is probably not in walking range of this train station, which is totally fine. So we're just gonna deal with what it is, and that is okay. But yeah, just get enough workers out here to well, to make the steel mill actually work. The rolling mill, interesting. What are you? It's a warehouse. Okay, 500 tons of steel sitting there. Someone exporting that. There's a distribution office. Nice. Steel train distribution. All you're supposed to do is this. At the rolling mill, if it's 10% or more, we're only at 5%. You know what? You need every penny. So, well, no, 10% is probably a train full, so we're going to leave that alone. You bring it to some storages. That's neat. And then Soviet border, unload whenever you can. That makes sense. Cool. That one can do that just fine. Are these trains having an end station? They clearly don't have an end station because it would have been in the playlist over there. So no, they don't have an end station. They're also taking an interesting path to get to wherever they're going, but that is okay. How full are you? You get 86 workers. That is not great, but not terrible either. What I would like to do for that, to make sure that we get enough workers in, and they should be more happy now. The people that are here should be more happy. I'm going to take these large buildings and use them just to fuel the worker count for the steel mill, and that should help. I'm actually going to run the time forward a little bit. Actually, no. There are a couple more things that I want to make sure that we are taking care of. We could spend some money and expand to here. Actually get our connection to this side on, which we have. This guy is kind of connected there. This was probably something that I would use a construction office for, because we don't have 200k to build that thing right now. So yeah, eventually it has to be built, but not right now probably. Other than that, coking plant, coal ore, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I think it would help if we had some extra trains, and especially longer trains that can be filled up here. How much are you going to make us? 66,000. That's cute. The iron ore train probably makes us more, but yeah, if the steel mill can just crank out more material, we should be in a pretty good space. How much are you bringing in? Just 80 workers again. That's fine. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? You're not the one I just looked at. Oh, interesting. You took a different route. Okay. I mean, who am I to judge? What are you doing? You are getting America. You're getting, no, you're unloading crops. Okay, you don't have anything to unload right now. There's nothing wrong there. What do we have here? You have a lot of wagons sitting here that are not doing anything. I would be inclined to allow more unloading. No, leave the coal alone. You have more coal, but no, you need every penny. Okay, you need every penny, and you're not full. Do you have any customs house? Loading, large warehouse, train station, train. Soviet border. Perfect. You're unloading steel there. I also want you to unload coal, and I think I also want you to unload iron. With that in mind, I would like you to just participate here. There's 6 trains sitting there. I feel pretty confident that they can figure it out. Load coal and iron here when it's at least 50% full. That should leave enough to do all the things that we need to do. And if we go down to that warehouse, I'm anticipating at least 1 train moving along already. Perfect. You train, where are you going? You have 97 workers, you're going this way. Okay, you're going to this setup. That's fine. What are we producing here? FedEx distribution. Some chemicals. Okay. How many chemicals do we have stored? Don't get distracted now. What is happening here? Where are the chemicals? Are the chemicals stored here? 470 tons of chemicals? Someone needs to export that. Who's exporting this? There's some wood sitting there. There's a bunch of stuff sitting there. Some distribution offices. For right now, until you have money, export some chemicals, please. You are currently not unloading chemicals, so we're just going to change that because you already signed here, which makes me think you're probably okay with that. Do we want you? What is this? The Dre. Let's find that one. Jenny, Varlognamian, Dreori, huge warehouse. Unload. You only bring in crops here. Interesting. I want you to load chemicals. If it's 50% chemicals full or 40% chemicals full. Because that is just money sitting here that we're not doing anything with. At some point we're going to need it. Sure, you can turn it off again. But for right now, that's what I want to do. Oh, there's one more thing that we need to check. Construction offices. What are you currently doing? This construction office? Nothing. Perfect. That's what we want to see. Because we don't have money for construction right now, so we need to stop all construction that's currently going on to save money. Roadworks. Are you doing anything? Nope. That's beautiful. How about, let's see, construction office. Nope, not doing anything. Perfect. Helicopter construction office. Uh-oh, this is doing stuff. We don't want to do stuff right now. At some point, that's going to matter, but not right now. So we're going to turn it off here and turn the second one off too. Later on, just remember that you have to turn this on. But right now, we have to save money and make money to pay back the loans that you already have. And then we have this one over here. Looks like you also have some construction going on. We'll just play the same game, cancel everything. This is the city that we just looked at that has some power lines that could be constructed, but we're just not ready yet, and we're not going to waste money. So those are these construction offices. Cool. There's one more that I know of, which I'm actually surprised by this. I told you that I was going to talk about this. Rail construction office. The whole map, okay. Rail construction office. There's only one, which is interesting. It has 38 vehicles. I don't think so. But sitting over here, it is so far away from everything. Do you know where it's working? It's currently working. I'm going to actually turn this off. I don't think that matters. But this unfinished road, it's all the way over here. There's a tunnel that they're building. And just the distance that they have to travel to make something work over here takes forever to get anything done. I can see that most of these are done, but we're not going to play with them right now because rail construction costs a lot of steel, which you want to export, and that's not good for us. So those things taken care of. Done. Another thing, and that's just a bonus if you wanted to, this guy's still not producing fully. And you have we are running at faster speed, good. You have a little bit of excess power sitting here, right there. Okay? We're not doing anything with it. We're actually going to look at the power plant at the same time, so it actually makes sense. Well, you have this NATO post substation that currently you don't have any NATO money, as you can see, and you would like to import stuff. No, we're going to export stuff. And this wire, luckily, is only connected to the substation, not to the other one, and you are well, hold on. Hold your horsies. I think, where are you getting your power from? Oh, you're getting your power from the ruble side too. So we can't actually do that. It's trying to pull power because this line's coming in here and it's trying to export from there. We don't want that. So we're just going to import again. I thought I could turn this on, but no, not that easy. Just because it's switched, we may be able to disconnect it if we wanted to. Like, I think this line that's coming through. I'm not sure that I'm ready for that yet. For right now, we just need money. Okay, import. Someone is importing a lot of stuff. Okay, what is that right now? We are importing power. Okay, that's fine. That's actually good because power is the one that's not that expensive. We're actually okay with. So what are we exporting right now? Just surprised at the numbers tickling. We're exporting oil? Okay. And what else? What else? I want to see what's happening right now. Why is that number ticking so much? It is power. We are pulling in a lot of power. Okay. You know what? That makes me think that there is a thing that we can do right now that's actually worth it. It is a little more expensive, and using a construction office is probably a better option. Let's see how far they are away. Do we have any construction offices right here? Because if we do, I will use them. There's one right there. This is really just for road. It doesn't have anything associated with it. That's not helpful. No more construction offices right here. Okay, that's a little scary. We have all of these. Okay. What construction group are you part of? We don't want to work on anything. What construction group are you part of? Does it really matter? This is Nemian. Okay. Nemian, there's... Where are they? Where are you? You're over here. Okay, those are buses and regular vehicles. We can save a little bit of money doing that, but I think we're going to make a lot more fast money if we just do this. 230,000. Yes, that's all the money that we have. But with this, we are producing our own money, our own power. And as you can see, it increased in production already. It just doubled in production. But that's better than nothing. And that should reduce our current power, well, import. And power is, at this stage, is usually not the biggest hindrance for you. So I think we'll be okay. Oh, the reason why the money went down was probably loans. We've paid a tiny bit on everything. Still, again, there's not a lot coming through here. We paid off another 250,000 already, which is nice. And yeah, at this point, all you need to do is wait. Don't build anything for a little while. Try to control your imports specifically, and find exports that you haven't done anything with. 4,000 tons of bitumen, 4,000 tons of fuel. That is quite a bit. Are they being exported? Who's exporting them? Where are they going? F3 for underground lines goes over here. Okay, train distribution office. Yeah, we have power issues. Okay, we just made an import of something that's very, very expensive, and now everyone is out of power, which, as you can see, makes everything stop. So that was a big import. So we paused right away there. Where are we importing something right now? Actually, it looks like mechanical components is my first guess. What are you doing? Alcohol. Okay, interesting. That one is not super expensive, but that is our only NATO, our only Soviet border post. So this is interesting. There's a NATO flag in there. We're just going to assume that this is fine. So let's just take out a loan. Don't take out the biggest one if you can avoid it. Also try to reduce the time frame a little bit. We have a little bit of money to spend right now. All we need is to be liquid to be able to do the things that we need to do. So ideally this number goes up. You are not producing enough power in your republic to run everything because you run a lot of electric trains. If you would want to power the electric trains, we would need another oil power plant. But we don't have the money for that right now. But this should be helpful. I would really like to increase our NATO money. So I'm very tempted to just sever this connection right now. I think that is the right way to go. Could be completely stupid, but yeah, this is what we're going to do. Get rid of that one. Badge with ruble. Okay, get rid of that. then turn our overlay on again. We don't need NATO money right now, but there's no setup right now that lets us export to the Soviet side. So we're just going to do it this way. Megawatts right there. Currently, nothing is going through there because we should be producing all the power that we need right here, which is great. Let's look at this, guys. Currently doing 5 megawatts for the city that was unhappy. And now we can tell this, oh, we're actually importing a little bit of that. Export it. We don't need more. And what's this one do? 65%? Oh, beautiful. So we're exporting 6 megawatts and we're actually increasing that number. And the scary thing is, I think there was another NATO connection. Yes, this one. Oh, good. It doesn't have a power connection yet. Otherwise, I would have been worried that we're throwing money away. But slowly increase our NATO money. We can turn that into ruble at some point if we absolutely have to. And everything else can just continue to run however it needs to run. And that should be fine. A priority switch over here could potentially help. Without power. Interesting. Could potentially help with what we need to do, but it's fine. We also spend a little bit on the NATO side. I'm very curious to see what that one is. Import of resources, Western countries. We got a little bit of meat. Just a little bit of meat. Interesting. Where are meat trucks? Where is meat? Let's find our resources. There you go. 3,000 meters, that should be fine. There's a little bit of meat sitting here. I would guess a truck up here probably imported some meat. Huh. I don't see it, obviously. Who's importing stuff? You're getting... Are you trying to get rid of mixed waste, or are you dropping off mixed waste? Oh, America is NATO side, get it. Okay, so they're trying to sell stuff, but they can't. Oh, that reminds me, trash. There's still a trash problem. We gotta fix that. Wow. Sitting here for an hour. Yeah, sorry, this is a longer fix, but this is fun. I very much appreciate this. So, this guy is completely full. That's bad. We're gonna let this run because we need money. This guy's completely full. However, you actually have a solution. You have a solution waiting right over here. Currently, nothing is happening because there's not enough mixed waste sitting there. What is your problem? You are waiting until loading for anything. Who's bringing anything here? There's a related vehicle. Okay. Where are these? They're all... Where are you? You're here. Okay, you're dropping stuff off right there, and then you're turning that into trash. Okay, that's fine. I was hoping to see a vehicle heading here, but this one is yeah, this is part of a distribution office. Oh, okay. And that is this one. However, there isn't a lot of garbage transport available, or the one that's available, or the ones that are available are probably currently heading somewhere. There's the garbage skiff. You are all the way out here. You are going to... What are you doing? Why do you have that little trash? I'm so confused. Cargo station 4. Unload. Which is... Where's this? Okay. I'm gonna go with this is potentially a mod problem. Because, yeah, you have a lot of hazardous waste. You're trying to unload 100% of something here, but it doesn't understand that hazardous waste does not go there. Okay. Very interesting. I can't blame you for this, because that's a really crappy problem to run into. But let's go fix this. You're called Road Cargo Station 4. Perfect name for what we're going to do here, Road Cargo Station 4. All I want you to do is unload food, clothing, alcohol, electronics, and meat here. I think. Shouldn't be anything else. And with that, this truck hopefully turns around and doesn't come back. Triple checking, making sure. Yep, you're leaving. Very good. Where are you going? You're also going to the Road Cargo Station 4. There's nothing there for you. Go away. Also, we're going to send this guy home. Okay. This is a very annoying problem. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. That train, you don't have... We just spent $1 million on something. That must have been just interest payments, and we are behind now, obviously. Okay. Was there anything else? Did we have a big import of something in this month? Yes, electronics, 1.2 million. Okay. I'm hoping we're exporting some chemicals already, but we can't export anything without power. Huh. There's a small part of me that thinks we have almost 18 megawatts of power available here. Is it worth connecting to an electric substation out here that we can use our own power to produce stuff? It should subsidize the stuff that we're trying to import. Let's do that. It is money that we hopefully don't have to spend, but I think this will be at least useful money. Let's call it $1 million. Honestly, give me $2 million because it's going to cost me some money, and then we need a little bit of wiggle room. Trolley bus travel, railroad, electric connection. Yes. And we need a couple power lines that we can connect to this. There should be here somewhere. I would prefer not to have to build that stuff. So these are the power lines that we could connect to, but we don't have that connection. So I think what I have to do is this. Go to where all of this stuff is happening. Actually, no, we have four nice connections right there that we can use, because this one only has 4 connections that can be abused. Perfect. We're going to do it without road again. Don't judge me. Then I'm going to use just one electric connection. And this one, even if you're playing serious, you probably have to auto-build right now. I get that one in there. Then I'm going to get our actual wires. And yes, I do want to use 4 of these. Ideally, well, 4 is probably overkill. But that's fine. That's my middle name. Overkill. Ideally... Yeah, I'm just going to do it this way. Ideally, the game is smart enough that it prioritizes imports over... Sorry, internal needs over outside demands, but I'm not going to put it past it. So, there's power now coming through. No workers here, so we probably... Well, we were probably without power for a little while too long. But we have power there technically now, once we have workers showing up. Which also means currently, nobody here has power. Yes, nobody here has power. So, the trash guys that we're exporting over here only work, so does this one. You only work if we have NATO money coming in. What are you doing? You are loading oil, but we don't have enough money for oil. So, okay. Are we not producing enough oil to do something? Maybe that's the next thing. Look at your NATO imports and see what you don't need. I don't want to take Russian, or I don't want to take ruble and put them into NATO money, because that is silly. I just need this power plant to work more effectively and efficiently. Where are our trains? You just dropped someone off. There's nobody working here yet. Okay, nope, there's a couple people. There you go. This is all we needed. Run this at 100% and everything should be fine. And this one should reduce the import of power just a little bit, which everything is helpful at some point. This one's saying chemicals is really high. Okay. Yeah. Again, at this point, you just have to be patient. Let's pay back a little bit less money if we can. What is our highest one? 5.1. Okay. I would like to pay you everything I owe you. Very good. And then hopefully we don't buy electronics right away for a little while. Also, we are in 2003. The later you go, the more electronics your citizens demand. So that is something you probably just have to be aware of. Okay. So, oh, trash. Yes. So this was a trash problem of these guys just spinning around. Let's see if that was fixed and if they have figured it out. Looks like they are dumping stuff here now. That is good. And this skiff, hopefully, what are you doing? 38 tons of hazardous waste. You're unloading it in America? You're not going to get rid of that. We don't have we don't have enough money to make this work. But okay, I'm gonna leave you to it. Maybe hazardous waste should also just be burned for the time being. Now I want to find where that truck actually currently is. You. This is your distribution office. Okay, you have a couple tasks going on. Okay. Where is this? It's right here. It's hazardous waste. Okay, I want you to burn that and do something over here. What is this one producing? It's mostly producing mixed waste. Everything is set to mixed waste. Very good. So yeah, hazardous waste can just go straight in there. You're loading whatever's here. Got it. You don't unload in America. Mixed waste, sure. Hazardous waste, no. I would like you to unload stuff here. Because hazardous waste can be burned, and we should burn it. It's a lot cheaper. It's actually how you can make some money, so be aware of that. Hazardous waste goes right there, and still storage is 70%. That is fine. Okay. Other distribution office. Did you figure out what you're supposed to do, or are you still making funny rounds? You are going to America. Don't... no! You have bio-waste, burnable waste, and other waste. Don't bring it to America. You don't have money for that. Go bring it to your burner. Gosh. Sorry, I don't mean to sound critical in a way that I am right now. I'm just trying to bring a point across. America, unload. No. 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 All of that, no. Nothing goes to America. Everything goes to our waste burning plant, and that should help your trash problem that you're currently having. Hopefully. Unload. Very good. Bring everyone home because they're probably really far away. Change workplace. No. Was it this one? Call all vehicles home. Perfect. And then make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. What is this? Heating something. Heating substation. Nobody cares about that. You guys. Medium. Oh, you're just getting fuel. That's fine. Everyone needs fuel. Get it. That was terrible. But also really good. The water was. So you're going to this garbage place-a-majig, which is right here. And yeah, just go unload stuff here because you have a large incinerator. You know how much this chews through? 58 tons of waste a day. That is more than a full truck per day. And the speed of this game does not make you move that fast. Like these two trucks are going to be chewed up before they even leave the steel industry. So, yeah, that should help all of this and keep trash out of your city, hopefully. We are without power supply right now. That has more to do with this guy probably not being producing enough. But that is a problem for later. And you can always just reconnect your NATO side. No problem with that. It's just completely up to you. 1 point. Yep. This power line is doing something. Why are you fluctuating so much, though? This is now, we don't have enough workers here. Okay? So they're coming through there, they're going through here, and once this one is full, we should have those flickerings go away. There we go, everything is nice and green. Beautiful. We should probably get a couple extra trains going to this train platform, because right now, even if you're running semi-full, and 178 is actually a pretty good number. Not sure that we are doing good enough. What I really want to see is, I guess this one is the main one that I want to see. How low do we get? And just judging by how many workers we need, I think we can add at least 2 more trains easily to make this work. And those 2 more trains will give us more steel, and more steel means more exports, and looks like we just had a train actually exporting some steel because we also have some money. So how about we do that? This is our train, 161 passengers. Where is a rail depot? Sorry for making this a little longer, but I sincerely hope that I was able to give you some tips on how to diagnose some problems in your republic that has been working for a while and then just stops working at some point. Where is a rail depot? None here, none here, none here. I would be very surprised if you don't... Interesting. If you don't have... What is your job? You're supposed to load bitumen, unload fuel here, and bring it to the Soviet border. You know what? We're gonna send you. I think you can help us. Oh, happiness has went up. So that's a bonus. Let's see. We need just an electric locomotive, which are very, very expensive. 1.3. What is the cheapest one we can get? Value? Sure, 1.3. 1.3. I do like this one a lot. It's very expensive, but we just made a steel train happy, so we got very lucky. Passenger wagon. Let's get a nice big one. 115, 125, 115, 155. Give me 1, 2. That should be fine. And then this one, we'll just send that one, this train out. And we have enough money now. If we can, we should have that. Where is it? This one. we should run that steel mill at 100%. That is best case scenario, and we should really aim for that one too. Run that one. Cool. Got $1 million in the bank. Got 2 extra trains. And yeah, now let it run. Let it run, let it do its thing. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm going to let this run for a little while. I wouldn't be surprised if I have to take out 1 or 2 more loans. But really, we only taken out about $1 million worth of loans. Everything else was kind of included, and this should fix all the problems that we had so far. So let's let this run for a little while. And when I come back, hopefully I can tell you that we paid off a couple of loans, which to me would mean, you know what? I think we're good. I think we fixed it all, which will be a very, very big deal and very exciting for me indeed. Also, the NATO money, I feel like, is actually important with how much it's chewing that up. So I'm glad that we actually turned that on. Make sure that these guys are happy enough. 65 workers without a job. I can help you. Can you make it over here? You cannot make it over there. Okay. Let's get a couple workers from here. Only 2 workers without a job, but honestly, if this area has workers, like over here, then we should just make sure that the workers that we do have go to work where we want them, because we want everyone going to this station. Ideally, not all these students. I don't know why they're waiting there, but that's fine. Let's follow trains around for a little while and enjoy the view. Okay, when I see you back, either everything works or nothing works. Welcome back. We have this little friend over here, and I think I can call this one done. We have 3.5 million waiting in steel that just be exported, plus 4.5 million sitting in the bank already. I don't see any reasons to think why we can't make this work. I did see the rail network a little bit, and honestly, there are some weak points. I don't think the configuration that it has right now will handle many more trains. Honestly, the roundabouts are a problem. They will always slow you down because this train is not stopping. Doesn't matter where this train is going because someone is in front of it. And in this case, it's lucky because the train's actually going that way. But even the train is going just around the corner here, the signals are not clever enough to always make the right decisions. And I can see that you have the correct signaling set up, like still not leaving, now it's going, it's trying to go there, that makes sense, but this is just one giant junction that is always blocked by everyone. And it's just a really long one, and trains go relatively slow around this because most of the time they stop in front of the signal to get in, and they have to accelerate, even though acceleration in this game is extremely fast. This junction is severely smaller. This junction is even severely smaller and allows trains to move a lot faster throughout. That's fine. Hey, you want to play with it. That's totally cool. But yeah, I feel pretty confident that we're doing pretty all right now. We have some money in the bank, which means go to the ruble tag, find the ones that have a nice high number, and just start paying back some of them. Do we not have any more that are over 5? No, we don't. So just, yeah, pick a couple. I think 2 mil in the bank should be good enough. Also, we can borrow more now. That's nice. Amount due, we have reduced that. We have amount owed reduced. We have increased our happiness. We have increased our population, I think. Let's go look at that number. Overall, I'm relatively happy with this fix. There was a little dip still, but I thought we were at like 20,000. Let's look at this year. We're slightly going up. We're slightly there. Yeah, we're getting there. If we look at this year, these numbers are closer together. They're not perfect, but we're getting there. If we're looking at last year, I don't even know where we are. But yeah, that's coming back, and with health problems being taken care of, that should all take care of itself. This number is really good. Alcohol addiction, that's a little high. You may want to consider reducing accessibility to that just a little bit, but for right now, I don't see a good reason why we really have to do that. Numbers here look lovely, so nothing wrong with that. And yeah, this one was a really fun fix. Thank you for sending this to me. I'm sorry it took me so long to get to this. I hope it's still useful for you and for someone else out there. Again, this is more about the diagnostic tools that you have available. Use them. Hopefully it all works out. But yeah, this is what we have. I probably would add a couple buses to also bring workers out here, especially the power plant, just to make sure stuff is not falling apart. I'm checking just the last couple things here. Garbage containers are not overflowing anymore. We don't have any red numbers in this area, which means we shouldn't have any pollution. That is perfect. We may run into some issues now with this container overflowing just a little bit. Looks like we're getting there. So yeah, just add a couple appropriate trucks so that more stuff can be moved. This one looks like it's 100% full. Who is supposed to pick this up? The steel train distribution. Do you even have trains in here that are responsible for waste? I don't see it. But maybe I'm just blind. We have those oh, there are some waste wagons. Maybe just get a couple extra, an extra train. Because right now, these guys are busy with moving steel. This guy's not doing anything right now. Okay. The waste wagons are here. That guy's there. This waste wagon has a little bit of construction waste. Let's discard that cargo. Shouldn't be free. And let's see. Do you have a minimum length? Minimum wagon count is 4. These are all mixed waste, and these guys can carry what? There's a little bit of mixed waste still left in them. They can't carry mixed waste. I don't know exactly what your problem is, but I'm going to try to fix that by throwing some money at it. Because, yeah, there's no reason why this one should park here. Let's go here. Not all. I need... Ooh. Distribution office. Cargo wagon. There we go. I just need a couple things for waste. Bulk cargo, you're doing the wrong thing. We have this one, though. This is 18 tons, 37 tons of mixed waste. That looks great. 1, 2. Now you're moving. Cool. I don't know what its problem was. It's very possible that some of the waste wagons were already full with something, and that's why I didn't want to move. Yeah, there's some bio waste sitting here. That's why I didn't have 3 wagons to move, so that one's just overflowing a little bit. But as you can see, things need to just be taken care of, hopefully before it's too late, and then life goes on. Again, thank you so much for letting me fix this. I hope this is very helpful. I will send this to you before the video comes out, so hopefully that's helpful and you appreciate that. For everyone else out there, if you have a republic that's struggling for whatever reason, please, please, please send it my way and let me fix it. Doesn't matter how dire it is. We have done a lot of fixes. This one was more of a straightforward one because I actually spent 15 minutes before looking at it. That's not always the case, and I have failed at fixes before, so if yours can make me sweat, that'd be great. Also, thank you for watching this. I know it's a longer one, but I think it was worth it because there's a lot of stuff in here that we can dissect and learn from. So, thanks again for watching. I will see you again next time, and bye-bye.